Hi everybody, Karis here. Wanted to talk a little bit about why Xanadu. Why on earth, Karis, would you pick a show like Xanadu? Well, a couple of reasons. Today I'm going to talk about the music. The music in Xanadu is fantastic. The songs are absolutely wonderful. Oh, by the way, let me just talk a little bit about what I'm wearing here. Even though I look like Jimmy Buffett in this shirt, I don't know, this is what I happened to put on this morning. But this hat was given to me by the cast, because they figured if I'm directing a disco show, I should have a disco hat. So look at that. I sparkle. That's right. So if I look like I'm having a good time, it's because I am having a great time. This show is so much fun, and I can tell you I got the right people on my team. And yes, it says dance it out there under the rim there. So okay, whatever. It's great. But the choreography is so fun and so charming, and it's got a sense of humor about it. And actually, but before I get to talking about the music, let me just talk a little bit about the show. I say everyone knows Xanadu. Clearly not everyone knows Xanadu, but there is a bit of a stigma about the original movie, Xanadu. And part of it's because it came out and it tanked. It was a complete flop. At the time, it was the biggest money loser that Universal Studios had in its entire history. Yeah, it was the musical that almost took down Universal Studios. But the music is fantastic. The songs, the ones written by Jeff Lynne and performed by Electric Light Orchestra, are just absolutely fantastic. The songs written by John Farrar that were performed by Olivia Newton-John, Gene Kelly, and the Tubes, they're fantastic. The songs in the show are just absolutely wonderful. And for the Broadway version of the show, they've added a couple of songs. They went back and grabbed a couple more songs from the ELO catalog, and they pulled a song from Olivia Newton-John's early work. I don't want to give too much away because it's really funny the way that it gets used. But I guess the thing that I really want to say is that the show is extremely clever because it's written from the perspective that the show knows that everyone in the audience knows that Xanadu is a bomb. And so it has a little bit of fun. It pokes some gentle fun at Xanadu at its expense. It's not mean-spirited at all, but it does poke some fun while delivering on the music. So it's a great show, and it's a tremendous amount of fun. So yeah, okay, so what am I talking about the music? I want to talk a little bit about how we stigmatize music. Sometimes there are things that we enjoy in life that we come up with, we overthink it. And we get to a point where we don't really give ourselves permission sometimes to just flat out enjoy the things that we like. And disco music, I think, is a great example. I was in elementary school for instance, when Saturday Night Fever came out. And I remember those songs coming on the radio and just being glorious. I just remember those songs being really fantastic. And especially in the context of a lot of the other stuff that was on the radio. The songs from Saturday, and I never saw the movie when I was a kid, so I didn't even necessarily know that they were all, I just kept hearing all these songs like, wow, that's a great song. Oh, wow, this other one's a really great song, whether it was the song by the Bee Gees or by Tavares or by, now I can't remember her name. Yvonne Elliman, okay? If I can't have you. Those songs are fantastic, but like a lot of people, I kind of got caught up in the late 70s, early 80s, where all of a sudden disco was uncool. And it wasn't, it just wasn't a cool thing to admit that you liked any of that music, which kind of sucked because the music, it's not like dance music still wasn't extremely prevalent in the 80s. We just didn't call it disco, and that was what made it palatable, because if you use the word disco, then it was automatically uncool. And I fell for it like a lot of other people. It's like, oh, Saturday Night Fever, oh, the Bee Gees, oh, And a friend of mine in the early 90s, I was living in Los Angeles at the time, and for some reason we started talking about Saturday Night Fever. We started talking about the songs from the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack. And there I am with my attitude. Oh, well, disco. And this friend of mine called me on this. I was like, no, wait a second, Karis. Those are great songs. And I'm like, yeah, well, yeah, yeah. And I adored those songs when I was a kid. Again, I'm sitting there with my little, AM transistor radio when I'm 10 years old, hearing these songs come to the radio, and I think they're the best thing ever. But I'm like, oh, well, Saturday Night Fever, the Bee Gees, disco, blah, 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 blah. And he just like, why would you deny yourself something that you really like? Because you fear other people's opinions of you if you admit that you like it? That's not a legitimate reason. So with that in mind, I just want to say the songs in Xanadu, if I can enunciate it correctly, the songs in Xanadu are fantastic. I don't know how you could hear songs like I'm Alive, All Over the World, The Fall, Suspended in Time, the song Xanadu itself, Whenever You're Away From Me, Suddenly, Magic. These songs are great. And then when you add a couple songs from the ELO catalog, like Evil Woman and Strange Magic, add that into the mix. If you're sitting there going, oh, that music sucks, I have a hard time believing that you're honest, because the music is so likable and so fun, and the show is so fun. So I'm telling you, if this video does nothing else, this video is telling you to give yourself permission to enjoy the things that you like. Don't deny yourself the things that you enjoy. And if there was ever any part of you that heard the songs from Xanadu come on the radio, and you liked that, own up to it. Enjoy it. Give yourself permission to come back to Xanadu, because we're going to be here for you, and we're going to have all the disco lights on for you. We look forward to seeing you in May.